You mentioned from personal experience being aware of the dark side of anabolic use. What is that?
How long do you have? Anxiety like you would not believe. Every day that I'm on high doses, I wake up in the morning afraid of the rest of my day.
To me, SARMs seemed like a cheat code to fitness, a shortcut perfect for skinny teenagers looking to gain muscle fast. But it doesn't take long to realize the risks. A new generation of so-called SARM goblins is emerging. Teenagers rushing through the beginner stage in pursuit of looking like their favorite influencers. But at what cost?
How much risk are you comfortable taking?
The side effects are just as bad, and the positive effects are not as good.
This is 100% broology.
But the problem with SARMs is there are negative consequences of taking them.
So why are SARMs so controversial? And despite this, why are more people likely to start using them? Originally developed as a safer alternative to steroids, SARMs showed great promise, especially for treating muscle-wasting diseases, while supposedly avoiding the unwanted side effects.
In fact, word on the street is that SARMs are safe.
As you might imagine, this made SARMs highly appealing to the fitness community and to impressionable teenagers like myself. Unlike steroids, which often require injections, SARMs typically come in the form of an easy-to-take pill. Steroids are also illegal to possess without a prescription, while SARMs exist in a legal gray area, making them easily accessible to anyone willing to buy them online. Steroids come with well-documented side effects and a strong negative stigma, whereas SARMs, at least on the surface, seem to carry none of that baggage.
Yes, they do absolutely work. They'll make you build muscle a lot faster.
With the number of people using performance-enhancing drugs already on the rise, SARMs have become the preferred choice for many.
It's been the best thing in the world, honestly. I have no regrets, no complaints, more girls, more attention, got bigger.
Their accessibility, ease of use, and the perception that they are safer than steroids make them especially appealing. As more individuals seek faster muscle growth and improved performance without the stigma of traditional anabolic steroids, SARMs continue to gain traction in the fitness world. None of this should be surprising. The most common reason people use performance-enhancing drugs is for their visual benefits, and social media only amplifies this desire. Platforms flooded with influencers showcasing unrealistic physiques make it easy for users to feel pressured into taking shortcuts.
But many teens, guys in their early 20s, they compare themselves to the physiques they see on social media.
At one point, the prevalence of fake naturals, influencers who secretly use PEDs while claiming to be drug-free, was one of the biggest problems in the fitness industry, misleading countless aspiring lifters. Today, people seem to be more transparent about their PED use.
I've been using steroids for about 4 or 5 years. The performance-enhancing drug, which is the steroid, you don't have those muscle soreness anywhere near as much. I feel more awake. I feel better in myself. I feel more manly. I've got a higher sex drive.
Even more concerning is the age of some of these users, as younger individuals are now experimenting with these substances at an alarming rate. You've probably come across some of these SARM transformations on TikTok. The more you watch, the more the algorithm pushes similar content, creating a cycle that makes SARM use seem increasingly normal. Today, I can't even scroll through social media without being bombarded by SARM advertisements. It's no surprise that so many people are now taking them like candy. Such eye-catching branding, effortless accessibility, and strong social proof have turned SARMs into something of a viral trend, almost like fidget spinners. The key difference? Instead of harmless spinning toys, we're dealing with actual drugs, making the consequences far more serious. Something I never realized when I was first introduced to SARMs was the many potential side effects, much of which remain unknown. This is exactly why none have been approved for human consumption. However, they became popular through a legal loophole.
There are some serious potential risks you're running from a medical perspective about using steroids. Things like increased risk of heart attacks, increased risk of strokes, mood swings, infertility.
Internet marketers discovered that by adding a simple disclaimer stating they're not for human consumption, they could legally sell them for research purposes. Initially, they were discreetly packaged like research chemicals, but over time, their intended use has become more obvious.
Now, in the past, when you bought a SARM, it would come in liquid form. It would have a dropper, a measurement, so it looked like a research chemical.
Interestingly, though, most knowledgeable enhanced bodybuilders remain cautious.
But be careful. The liquid SARMs that you've seen in bottles, you can't just use those for injections.
To prevent inexperienced beginners and teenagers from catching on to this reality, sellers use clever tactics to obscure new research that reveals potential side effects. This is an easy trap to fall into, all while thinking you're a genius for doing your own research. In a 2017 investigation, researchers analyzed 44 SARM products and discovered alarming results. 39 contained unapproved drugs like steroids, while 25 had substances that weren't even listed on the label. And it gets worse. The result? Millions of people, many not even old enough to buy a lottery ticket, are being introduced to drugs so potent that even hardcore steroid users would cringe. And we're already witnessing the consequences. If you look past the impressive transformations and questionable research, SARMs stand for Selective Androgen Receptor Modulators. The selective aspect is why many believe they offer the muscle-building benefits of steroids without the androgenic side effects. It sounds promising in theory, but in reality, that's far from the truth.
SARMs aren't safe. You can't just say, oh, I'm just taking a SARM.
Increased hemoglobin and hematocrit, so natural testosterone suppression.
It can shrink your nutsack. If that's something you don't like, well, it might happen.
You have to remember that SARMs are still performance-enhancing drugs. When companies start casually adding them to pre-workout formulas, as if they're just another vitamin, it becomes dangerously easy to forget what they really are. I Went Blind, a teenager's experience with SARMs, was a video detailing a user's vision damage, with others reporting an orange tint in their sight. While a deep understanding of pharmacology can help minimize risks, how many teenagers really grasp that? Most just want a quick muscle-building shortcut, unaware they could suppress their hormones so severely that they become dependent on exogenous replacements.
They want that physique, not tomorrow, but yesterday. The truth is, you most likely can't.
SARM culture has reached a point where, for many, spending years focusing on nutrition, structured training, and building good habits is seen as boring. Some users even encourage skipping these steps entirely, promoting a more reckless approach to muscle growth and performance enhancement. I can really relate to wanting that shortcut. But what if the reason SARMs were so appealing to me in the first place was that they seemed like a quick fix for deeper issues, when I should have been addressing the root cause? I'm not here to say one way is better, but there is another path.
Taking a shortcut rarely ends well.
The doses that they're using in the studies are far lower than these kamikaze doses that people online are using. We just don't know what they do.
I would say just stay natural, okay? There's no point in really using SARMs, using steroids.
I'm not here to debate the morality of using enhancements. People can make their own choices.
Look, you want to experiment on your body, it's your body, but keep in mind this is a very high-risk kind of game that you're playing.
My point is that most of the individuals SARMs are marketed to should be more cautious. Drastic shortcuts always come with consequences, no matter how they're advertised. And that's exactly why the rise of SARMs is so tragic.